Flanders fields the poppies blow between the crosses, row on row that mark our place. And in the sky the larks, still bravely singing, fly scars heard amid the guns below.
We are the dead short days ago. We lived, felt dawn, saw sunset glow, loved and were loved, and now we lie in Flanders fields.
Take up our quarrel with the foe. To you from failing hands we throw. The torch be yours to hold it high.
If ye break faith with us who die, we shall not sleep though poppies grow in Flanders fields.
Hi, this is Dr Justin Coulson on a special Anzac Day Happy Families episode. Today I wanted to share an Anzac message with you as we commemorate and remember the lives that have been lost and the service that's been given in service of the freedoms that we enjoy. Each year I struggle around Anzac Day as I try to comprehend the horror of war. The shocking events in Ukraine have made it even more difficult to understand just how awful war really is. It's made war all the more real as we've watched via technology the loss of homes, the loss of families, the loss of life, and to me, the loss of humanity that should exist in people's hearts, but has been replaced in far too many people with a desire to hurt and maim and kill. It's been devastating to watch. Each year, as I've gotten older, the concept of war and the pain and the loss that it entails becomes harder and harder for me to fathom. But each year I pause and I recognise that we need to think about war. That may sound provocative and maybe even a bit confusing, but let me explain what I mean. I believe that we need to talk with our children about war. We need to feel that heartbreak, that pain, that unspeakable confusion about being in a world where war occurs and freedom and peace are lost. We need days like Anzac Day for reflection. We need pain to exist in our hearts over the horrors of war and the devastation that it wreaks on the world. Some people will say, well, I don't want to think about such awful things. I don't want to go there. And I get that. I probably prefer not to as well, if I'm perfectly honest about it. But, and here's the provocative thing that I want to say, I don't believe that any of us, not one of us, has the license to avoid thinking about what war has done and how people have suffered as a result of dictators and despots and greedy governments intent on grabbing power at any cost. In fact, I believe that remembering and thinking about war is among the things that we must think about regularly if we're to take our freedom seriously and not for granted. We should not avoid thinking about the price that so many have paid for our peace and freedom. We should not avoid thinking about the price that so many are now paying because they live in places where peace and freedom are now suddenly no longer available. We should not avoid thinking about the lives that have been given, the lives that have been lost, so that we can carelessly go about our days. When we have some appreciation of the sacrifice given, of what so many have done for us, I think we live better. So, may we always remember those who died. May we always remember the price that so many have paid for the peace and the freedom that we, our partners, our children, our families enjoy. And may we teach these sacred things to our children so they can honour the freedoms that are ours and that are theirs this Anzac Day, lest we forget.